might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up. Dog hit me up. Hello? Shorty on my line told the bitch to call back, cause she getting out of line. Louis, what's the deal? Nigga, we talk. Got a 9 on a mission, nigga. Watch we talk. Meet me on the block, tell me everything you know. From the guns to the chips and the kilos of coke. All I see is white. Let my vision flash. Got my hand on them birds, about 100 in cash. Nigga, what's the math? Said I'm rich forever. Ride a trap or die. Got my mind on this cheddar. Wish a nigga would. If a nigga try, leave brains on the step, laying next to his mind. Get it or die. That's the motivation. I tell it how it is. See the bullets penetration. Dog hit me up. Said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up. Said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up. Said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up. Said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick.
What's up?
The door hit the floor, homie. See this fall, homie? You leave your brains on the floor, homie. I want your bricks from my crib in the floor, homie. I'm talking dollars and them cents from my drawer, homie. Tie your bitch by the beat, I want it all, homie. You niggas barking like the deed, I let it off, homie. 100 pounds in the crib, I took it all, homie. I left the nigga by stairs where his bra shorty. 200,000 on the rinse and spent the charm on it. Dump a nigga on his neck, that's a prize moment. Real niggas up back, no bases loaded. Pussy try to
Y'all ready, y'all ready.
Bent the block up 10, left him in the coma. Northside, Illidale, you know, son of Cobra. Big dog in the bit. The dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick.
$60-40 is diabolical if you never been a champion. Never been a champion. How you gonna 60-40? Explain that to me. But you know how it is. You know, it's all Facts on Store Podcast. I'm your host, One Three. Shout out my co-host. You wait for my co-host to pull up Santos boxes. Be telling y'all a new show coming, and we about to pick up. But today, episode 41, yeah, it's that time. It's about that time. It's about that time. You know, like I say, you know, we got a lot to discuss. You know, I was taking notes yesterday. You know, had to take a bunch of notes. You know, hopefully, you know, a lot of people get to understand, you know, where we come from this, you know, and how we dissect the sport of boxing and talk about it. You know, you got to have notes. You got to do your notes. You know, you got to do your research. You got to find out what's the truth and what's not the truth. That's what it's called about being an analyst or any type of good commentator in a sport of boxing, football, basketball, etc. You know, but so yeah, I do my notes, man. I do my notes, prep everything for every episode I do. You know, I'm just not shooting off the hip. I'm giving y'all the game. I'm giving y'all the truth. And then when y'all go do y'all research upon what I'm giving y'all, you know, you go do your research, you like, damn, you know, them boys, they talking heavy. They talking it. You know, they talking it. And that's what it's about. You know, but you see what it say. You know, Ortiz, Ennis 60-40 sounds like a duck to me. And the reason I state that because we got to keep it tall, man. We got to keep it tall. Virgil Ortiz do not sell tickets. So how you want a 60-40 split if you don't sell tickets? How you want a 60-40 split if one fighter collect money on the back end because he put asses in seats? You know what I mean? And that's the key thing people need to understand about the game, the business of boxing. You know, and I watch a lot of people talk about this guy's resume. You know, I does this. I got Boots' resume and Virgil resume on here. I did a video dissecting both fighters' resume. Episode 3 coming, facts versus opinions, of the resumes. My third fighter will be Gervonta Tank Davis. Just to show y'all I'm real. You see it right here. I did my homework, and tank stuff is loaded. Tank stuff is loaded. Tank stuff is loaded. But getting to the 60-40 situation I want to talk about is, we're gonna go down their resumes right quick. Even though I did a video talking about their resumes, I wanna go down their resumes. And another thing is, well, when my co-hosts pop up, we're gonna talk about the ticket sales. We're gonna show you that who really sell and who really don't. For a 60-40 split, it's crazy. Hey, let's go. Let's go. What up, Donkey?
Yeah, it's good, fam.
No, time to cook, nigga.
Yeah.
It's time to cook. You feel me? I just hope a
So
lot
what
of
you got
people,
going on, fam?
just chilling, man. Got my kids doing homeschool. Ain't not much. When we done this later on, I'm gonna call my lawyer to try to they're trying to get some legs. I work, but y'all really not letting me work. You feel me? You
Nah,
know,
yeah, I just got out probation. Just got out probation.
I went last week on the 8th. I got my phone call, but I gotta call her up. I'm glad you're saying that. I'm gonna call her up later. See, can I go cash this check tomorrow? They sent me a check through motherfucking through mail. I gotta go cash
Yeah,
that
they
bitch.
owe 300 bands. They better send a
Yeah.
check. They better send a check. Word.
You know,
What's up, though,
you,
man? What
you,
we
you
cooking on,
checked out
man?
them Jones
Get on these
yesterday?
niggas, man. What you
You checked
said?
out you checked all them Jones out yesterday?
I checked all three of them shits out.
I told you I had a feeling. I always had that feeling when Tank said that shit. Tank said, "You want me to go over there and fight your guy?" I already know the outcome. Y'all gonna rob me if I go the distance. You
Brian
know,
Norman said they ain't let his people walk out with him or nothing. I was
sabotage, man.
watching that shit. I was watching
Sabotage.
that shit. But what I will say is congrats to Brian Norman Jr., you feel me? Being his own man and shit. Not saying he wasn't before, but he gonna go out there and explore his options now. You see what I'm saying? Maybe somebody else could bring something new to the game. Maybe like a
But he,
Buddy McGirt, you feel me? Maybe even a Derrick James, you know
but not,
what I'm
not
saying?
Buddy would be perfect
Like
for him. Buddy would be perfect for him. Buddy would be nice
even
for him.
even Derrick
Uh,
James will be a nice fit. You never know.
yeah, but see, Derrick James he's gonna turn him into a black Mexican. You feel me? We seen how he does all his fighters. You can look at Ryan, Charles, especially Spence.
But he
But
kind of
it's
like
a
that
good
already.
fit.
He already
It,
a
it,
brawler.
it, it's a good fit for him. But one thing I know about them is, Mustafa always in a corner, but the shit that he's about to do, they always did it. Especially when it was under Cameron Duncan. They always did it. But, like you said, it's a good look for him. I do believe he gets that rematch. I do believe he gets that rematch because I ain't feel as though he lost. We understand what happened in the second round, but Dev ain't do nothing after that to say, "Yo, I won." He just cruised to a victory. Front line, what up? He just cruised to a victory, man. And remember this, bro. Remember we said this shit about Matias when he became champion.
Not you told me I was crazy and you gonna cook me when I told you Gary Antoine will knock Subriel out. That nigga just got knocked out by the white man across the water. Nigga was jet lagged. Nigga was jet lagged. You heard? Nigga came on, hi, hi, hi. Yo, but frontline, you seen his raps? That nigga had a rock. That nigga had a piedra in his shit. Word. No
That boy
funny
rap
shit.
skeptical, man.
That boy ain't no
A
Trinidad though,
premature.
bro. I was trying to tell you, frontline, that boy really ain't. You know what I'm saying? He fight a good style, like Virgil Super Ducksky. Everybody know
I, I,
Virgil.
I just felt, I just felt though he was a Matias was backdoored, man. They set Matias up, man. Same outcome, bro. It happened in Puerto Rico. It happened there. It just was a premature stoppage. Remember I hit you up. I'm like, yo, Caballero, Herrera stoppage was
We was on
premature.
the
Both
phone. You don't
ABCs.
remember, nigga? We was on the phone. I was like, yo, you seen that? I was tight whenever they stopped the Matias fight because nigga, first of all, he clearly beat the count. You know what I'm saying? He clearly beat the count. He got up, he beat the count, but it's like, damn, like you don't do it on nigga. They hit that nigga hard. Like Dalton
Yeah.
Smith hit that nigga like, yo,
Because
yo,
Dalton
Africa,
Smith legs was
Africa,
wild
don't
in
go
the
over
street.
there. Don't go over there, Africa.
Africa back, especially going over there. He gonna whoop Africa ass, and he ain't even African. That nigga Haitian. You feel me?
I never understood why they call him Africa and he's Haitian.
But you
I
want to
know.
know? I want to tell the world frontline. Me and Santos, when Matias beat Puyo, right? We came and we told the world they already setting up Dalton Smith versus Adam Azim.
And look at the first interview that dropped on the ring after Adam Azim sent shots to Dalton Smith. There's a lot of behind the scenes shit Subriel was dealing with. Yeah, he got KO, but if you know, you know. Nah, for sure. Yo, you could see right after the fight. Yeah, I'm not denying the nigga got knocked out because the nigga
I
got
don't
knocked
trust
out.
that
But
promotion.
this
I don't trust
this
that promotion.
look, I'm gonna say this. Dalton Smith hand wraps, that nigga had a fucking coconut in them shits.
Yes,
That
he
nigga
did.
had something in them hand wraps. That's
He
a
did.
fact.
He did
Two,
that shit.
nigga, yo, you see Subriel team go damn near hug Eddie Hearn before they fucking announced the winner. Why the fuck is you hugging Eddie Hearn, the nigga y'all been beefing with this whole week?
That's why I don't.
Front line. We was trying to tell you about that fucking promotional company they got going on over there. When there's little promotional companies like that and shit like that,
Yeah, he backdooring.
niggas will sell they sold. Them niggas ain't never seen that type of
Yeah, he
money.
backdooring they fighters.
But what else I think?
Yeah,
He ain't prepare himself right. He thought he was finna go in there and just whoop that Don Smith nigga ass. He ain't that wasn't
yeah.
happening. Hey, front line, man,
That nigga was juiced up.
bro.
I wouldn't be surprised that boy was juiced up.
I don't know what that nigga was. That nigga had a coconut in them hand wraps. I seen
But
them
he
bitches
came to
getting
fight,
wrapped.
though. He came to fight. That's one thing we can put respect on Dalton name. He came to fight. You feel me? He ain't game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but when I think it was the second or third round when he was walking back to that corner, he had spaghetti legs. The nigga had spaghetti legs, you know. But it's just a bad. I hope the referees listen to this shit. Yo, sometimes when a fighter, you know, let's say it's the mid round and they get dropped and they lay down and let their back lay down and let blood rush to their head, it's for a reason. They trying to let their brain breathe, get their brain some type of oxygen. Just don't go ahead. As long as the nigga beat the 8 count, that's all that count.
He beat the 8 count.
8 count. That's it. The shit that like I don't know, man. That's why I say what I
But
say.
not
I
for
just
nothing. Not for nothing either. Dalton Smith was getting fucked up too.
yeah.
He was getting fucked up. Super was putting it on that boy. His chin, man, yo, I don't know why he leave it open like this though. That nigga be like this, bro. Look, like what the fuck is you doing? You can't be doing that shit.
That shit, bro. You see that shit,
Yeah,
and that's why I say
yeah, facts.
like I'm kind of skeptical with every card, even with. But what I'm about to say probably be wild, even with Adamas and the bull that he's about to fight. Adamas got to be careful because of all of the statements that he said after the Shiraz fight. You feel me? He got to be careful because don't be surprised they try to rob that nigga over there, bro.
Hey, look at what Frontline just said. Frontline, we was on the phone. I was telling this nigga, yo, that shit is empty. I was telling him, yo, that shit is empty. Nobody's there. Nobody.
Yeah, that's fact. Hey, frontline, that's a fact. That's why, listen, when they came out with that corny ass theory about him being on PDs, fucked up the ticket sales. But at the end of the day, the New York State Athletic Commission came to make a statement. They made a statement on that guy. But the key thing I want people to understand is certain people that work for VADA works for the New York State Athletic Commission. If you think I'm lying, just go look up Kim, the bitch that did that shit to Ryan. How you testing positive then resign? This not even 5 hours later, 5 minutes later. Like, make it make sense. That's why over there you can't held no big fight over there, man. Know what I mean?
Yo,
Like, I don't
Frontline,
know.
relax,
I
nigga.
don't know, son, but
Relax.
we been hitting
Just
all
got
this
off
shit.
work last night, nigga.
We've been hitting all of this shit on the money, you know what I mean? Like, we told you how they gonna try to backdoor it. We told you how motherfucking these people, fresh promotions, gonna keep backdooring that boy, man. Gonna keep backdooring that boy. It's
Yeah,
best
you
for
gotta
him.
lead them niggas.
It's best for him to
You
lead them
gotta
niggas.
lead them niggas.
You gotta lead them niggas, man. You can't. Nah,
Word.
they're not good. They're not good for him. But Tia's a good fighter. Then like Paulie and shit. Like Paulie, you need to chill, bro. Cause like anything that got to do with PBC, you be on some dick eating hating shit. I
All
watch
cause
him.
AB beat you. All cause AB beat him.
You feel me? Like I don't watch him say some crazy shit. Like bro, Virgil is a duck. Virgil whole career was fighting journeyman. You've been to 3 different weight classes. Never fought for a title. How the fuck you win a 60-40 if you don't sell tickets? You see how Matias and them shit? That's how Virgil fights be looking. If Kid Austin was never mentioned on that card, I promise you, them 6,500 that showed up to that 10,000, to the Dickies Arena, that whole 10,000, I bet you any amount of money Virgil would have never sold that.
Well, look at how many people go to Boots fights compared to Virgil.
Yeah, that nigga sell out, you know? But it's a 50-50 situation, bro. Like, we tired of the marination. This shit been marinating since motherfucking 2019. Then 2020 when it came back, 2022 when it came back around. When Stanionis got the hand injury and Showtime and say, no, we'll put Boots up against Virgil. All of a sudden, Virgil end up sick. Then 5 weeks later, Stanionis come back like, let's run it back. He's still sick. Then he kept coming back being sick. The next thing you know, he ended up fighting a fucking bum-ass Maurice Hooker. Like, come on, bro. Then I watch these niggas keep mentioning Bowichuk. All right, bet. Hey, Frontline, that's bet. I'm going to write that shit down. We got his email now.
Yeah. We're gonna put it right here. Hold on.
We got the email. So cool, Frontline, bet.
Yo, Frontline, before you go, look at this shit. And we gonna wait to cook on it. We gonna wait to cook on it. We gonna wait to cook on it. I'm gonna wait till you get back, Frontline.
Yeah.
We gonna wait to cook on it.
You see that nigga right Frontline?
Yeah, babe. Yeah, got a few. That's fine. Yeah, you can use it whenever I'm done. I got you.
Yeah, but y'all getting back to the sabotagement shit. You know Oscar De La Hoya, the zone, Oscar De La Hoya, Virgil manager with the zone, the fake beef that's going on because you know supposedly a person contract is about to end up. Well, I don't know how a person contract about to end if y'all just signed the contract to be on his network to promote all of y'all fights. You feel me? So a lot of things ain't making sense. Then Oscar lying
Hold on.
about him.
Yeah, I wanna hold on. I wanna search something up real quick. Keep cooking now.
Because how Oscar De La Hoya, tell me this. How are you and Al Heyman cool when Al Heyman, you just try to sue this man and he every lawsuit that came upon him, he beat. So that's why the real reason we haven't been seeing no PBC fights because they've been going through all of these lawsuits against Oscar Turkey, you know what I mean? And they winning them. And it's a fact. And you can watch certain videos and certain people that's sent to them is exposing like, yo, you don't know, they still fighting lawsuits with PBC and Al Heyman still winning. Shout out my guy Mill City Boxing. A lot of that was displayed on Mill City Boxing channel, you know. But besides that, man, like, come on, man, we want the fight. The fight is now, Oscar. Virgil Boots. The time is now. All that marinating shit is over. You can't fight Fendora because Fendora and Keith Thurman fight March 21st. So how are you gonna fight Fendora? That's out of the question. Nobody don't want to see Spence because by the time Spence get back in the ring, it's gonna be over 3 years and some change. We not trying to see that shit. We ain't trying to see none of that. You know?
Nah, I just looked that shit up. They talking about that shit gonna end this year.
But
That
they
shit
they
gonna end.
Jones.
Yeah, you look that shit up on Google.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. They just signed the contract.
Mm-mm. Nah, they
November.
signed that shit 2022 it say.
No, but they just redid it. They just redid it. This was right after Top Rank went off air and shit. It was like 4 months after that they re-signed. You know, I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna go back and look up Oscar interviews, especially on Instagram, and I'm gonna send.
That nigga
I'm gonna,
Oscar was lying.
you know, because at the end of the day, Oscar, where you gonna go at?
Well, I was seeing some shit that they was saying that apparently PBC, Golden Boy, and Top Rank all gonna go on Amazon. Yeah.
I'm saying PBC already over there. You feel me?
No. That's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna be all three of them over there, and they like on some fuck the zone shit.
You know what I mean? But I know PBC and Top Rank. Top Rank was gonna come fuck with PBC. Remember I was telling you about the pay per view guy who went from HBO to Showtime. But now
Yeah.
they first fight is Floyd and Tyson, so they're gonna see how that go, and then from there, hopefully we get to see what we see, but hopefully, I
That
love
fight not happening still.
I love for that shit to happen,
That shit
if
still happening.
yeah, but if
You
them brothers
sure?
really do, yeah, if they really do go under Amazon, that should be fired, because you holding America down. You feel me? Be the
Well, you
best.
see what Oscar De La Hoya said. He said he's trying to put on the best fights over here.
He
That nigga
lying.
was indirect talking turkey.
Yeah, he lying. Oscar lying. Oscar, if you trying to put the best fight going over here, make the fight happen. Sign the contract. You feel me? Sign the contract. But you can tell, like you people when y'all watch unboxing, when you listen to Paulie, Chris Alger, all of them niggas paycheck comes from Ish and Turkey. You feel me? So all of they shit is already propaganda. It's a false narrative. You feel me? I want y'all to go back and tell me who the fuck is Bowichuk. I want y'all to go back and tell me who the fuck is Madrimov. How Madrimov is on a pound for pound list. He got his ass whipped 3 times.
You
And
know what's
before he
funny?
did that,
I seen that the Ring just posted some shit the other day talking about Madrimov looking sharp ahead of his return.
like, who is Madrimov his ass, y'all? He never won a title. He never was a champion. He was an intern champion when Bud fought him. You feel me? Like I don't know, bro. Like these niggas. Like I always said it, and I'm gonna stick to my guns. Once Turkey purchased the Ring magazine, all they did was hype up all of them hype ass jobs from across seas who was ass and force you to believe that they something that they not, and trying to devalue every American fighter, and that's corny. Boots will go in there and whoop all of their ass. Madrimov could have fought Boots, but he didn't want to because he was sick. Madrimov came out his own mouth and said it. The day me and Virgil fought, 3 of us got sick. I was sick and I was forced to fight. Daniel Dubois pulled out the fight because he was sick. Floyd Schofield ended up going to the hospital, which y'all almost killed that nigga. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day,
And
three
they not
fighters,
even allowed to talk about that.
you only 3 fighters was sick and you forced one to fight. Like Virgil got his ass whipped by Bowichuk, man. Know what I mean? You got awarded a victory. After that, you fought Thomas Delorme, a fucking bum. You fought Frederick Lawson, a fucking bum. And Thomas Delorme became a bum because how many times he got knocked out before you fought him? Oh, okay then. Bud put him down, Boots put him to sleep. After that, he was damaged goods. Bro, you forced a fucking a junior welterweight, really a light welterweight to come up to 147, which you were scared to fight Maurice Hooker at 140 when he had the title. But you forced him to come up to 147 when you all big and he rated up to 148 and end up doing that to him. But all of
Mm.
the top guys in your class at welterweight, you did not fight one of them. You had an opportunity to fight Stanionis and you ducked that nigga. That's it. And Stanionis' hand injury was only out for 5 weeks. But they was trying to save that fight in that card. It was like, well, Virgil, you can fight Boots. Them niggas said, hell no. They turned that shit down fast as shit. But Nard told them niggas, yo, we not ready. You're not ready for that bull, man. You're not. You're not. Then people glazing Lubin. Yo, Lubin ain't been Lubin since 2020. I mean since 2016. Now I mean, like that should be crazy. But fuck them niggas. I wanna remember I kept telling you about how Andre Ward and Jay Prince was Shakur manager behind the scenes, just like how Timothy Bradley was Bud's. You feel me? That get him the top rank, managed him, moved him in a certain way. I wanted to break that shit because when you watch these interviews from all the smoke and all of this shit. I want y'all people to be mindful. It's all HBO, ESPN, which is all top ranked fighters, analysts, commentators, etc. It's always going to be a top ranked bias. They all clicked up. They all was against PBC, which means all of them could have signed with PBC, but they didn't.
Mm.
One of the fighters was over there at the time. Andre Ward could have went the PBC route, but he didn't. The nigga ended up signing to Rock Nation. Who the fuck over there? Shout out to Rock Nation. But at that time, Rock Nation didn't have fighters. They only had Andre Ward. So Ward, make it make sense. That's why AB turned them down. The next thing you know, you started to see the blackball of Adrian Broner's career. But Max Kellerman, Mike Coppinger, Ish, the corny nigga with the fake Versace sweaters, Mr. Versace. Now Turkey leaving boxing, y'all. Turkey leaving boxing.
I
Turkey
don't know
said,
how true that is. I don't think
man, he
that's
said he
true.
leaving. Cause either he losing money. He said he leaving. But at the end of the day, y'all
Yeah,
get
but
that.
he can't be leaving because he nigga Zuffa ain't even start yet. That shit
But that's the
starting
thing.
this month.
Yeah, Zuffa. I want people. Zuffa is really Dana White shit. Dana White been trying to get Zuffa off the ground for so long, but a lot of us thinking it's Turkey. Turkey. The Saudi government is just the back end for Ish and Ari Emanuel. You feel me? For Ish and Ari Emanuel, those the niggas that Dana White got Zuffa, etc. TKO is Ish and Ari Emanuel. It's not Turkey. This is what I just learned. Turkey just bringing the Saudi government to back the money. Now I mean, Turkey ain't got shit to do with it. Look up Ari Emanuel and Ish, and we're gonna have an understanding of what's going on. And another thing I want to get to before we get up out of here, you feel me? This situation with Richardson Hitchison exposing Keyshawn being dropped a bunch of times, man. Not
I'm
once,
glad you brought that up.
a lot of times. A lot of times, and before that, another thing is I want to know what the fuck is Vada testing and snack hiding if Keyshawn go live and say he's drinking all of this? What is you drinking,
Yeah.
man? You getting intoxicated over, and why that shit not popping up in your bloodstream, your
What
hair?
happened to the weed too? All the weed he was smoking in the Albright fight, he said.
You know, I just wanted to put that
I'm
in the
just
air.
asking though, you know?
But I'ma say it again to the world. Jermaine Ortiz, if Shakur knocked Keyshawn down a couple times or even put him to sleep, Jermaine Ortiz got the opportunity to do that. Because he's slick and skilled just like Shakur. They got the same movement, same lateral movement. The only thing that's different is Jermaine Ortiz will exchange a little more because he feels though he got power. You feel me? Only thing with Shakur is, he'll stay on his back foot, back pedal, and just get out the way. I watch a lot of people, like I even watch Brian Norman Jr. You say, no, Shakur can just, cruise to victory. How you going to cruise to victory if you're not exchanging? Y'all keep talking this Edwin De Los Santos shit, but y'all know he ran that whole fight. He really lost that fight. So like I say, it's always top rank biasness. As long as you were signed to top rank, dealt with top rank, y'all all came up under the same promotional company, same gym. That's what's going to happen. And that's what I see and that's what I feel. You know, but at the end of the day, I know all of the shit we be talking about, man. It be on the money because when these fighters open their mouth, it be on the money, man. And you even see
Facts.
Brian Norman Jr. couldn't even talk about the money he made. Nigga, you can't talk about the money you made. The money you made, nigga, you made that shit with top rank. But it's fucked up how these fighters be getting backdoor, y'all. And that's the key thing. That's why I want y'all to look at the thumbnail that I post up. Because you see those belt fees, those sanctioning fees right there on that contract. So when you
Hold
get a
on, let me show him.
contract, that's automatically there. That's the California. But that's how all of these motherfucking these state contracts look. The state athletic commission contracts look when you sign a contract, y'all people, and whatever state you gonna hold a fight in, that's what it look like. I'm gonna send you the full thing. Now, I mean, but I only can get that much on there and shit. I just want people to understand it. We
Nah, I
know
seen it.
we know what we talk about over here. We cook Now, I mean, we not biased. We love every fighter. We love every boxer. But at
Facts.
the end of the day, we ain't gonna let no bullshit come out to the atmosphere. You be like, oh, no, I'm gonna believe what he believe in. No, because you a fan of a certain fighter. That shit not cool. We not fans of nobody. We fans of the sport. We love the sport, and we love to commentate it and, and analyze it the right way. But when you see fuck shit, hear fuck shit, you know, you gotta expose it, man. You gotta expose it, man. Because it's a lot of shell companies like boxing, like you seen what Party and Chris did, shitted on what you call it, Matias situation. Talk about, oh, he probably was on steroids when he killed such and such. Like, no, you don't say nothing like that because a brother lost his life, and we send our condolences out to that fighter family, but don't put that shit in the
Facts.
atmosphere, you know. And at the end of the day, Matias, I mean, was you part of the situation too? Know what I mean? Because you could have act that shit out like the NFL do, nigga. Know what I mean? And I just want to know when that man went in every corner, that nigga recovered too fast. Because you only sit down for a certain amount of seconds. You get back up, your legs still gonna kind of be spaghetti. You feel me? But I don't know. It was a good 5 round fight. No, I can't take from that. No,
Yeah, it was a great fight. It was a great fight.
I can't take from that.
It was a
Um,
great fight.
I won't be surprised. Dalton Smith move up the motherfucking
Nonetheless, it was a great performance by Dalton Smith too.
it was a good performance. Yeah, yeah.
Great
I
performance.
took my hat off to him. I took my hat off to him. However it happened, at the end of the day, the referee should have let him get his knockout. Don't stop it. If I
Facts.
got him hurt, let me go in there and finish that shit. Know what I mean? That no, when you see shit like that, it'd be like,
Because
it's
now you got niggas like us saying like, "Oh, that's a bad stoppage." Shit,
yeah, don't
shit,
stop it.
crazy. He could
But
have went in there and finished him.
everybody's saying the same shit we saying though. When we came out and said it, everybody started saying that shit. Now, man, even former champions saying that shit. It was a premature stoppage, man. You gotta it's the WBC. It's a championship fight. You in the championship ring. He got the knockdown. Let him finish his food. Let him finish his food. Because now this is what you're gonna get. Now is we already know who Adam Azim fighting again. He's fighting a good name. Is it Gustavo Lemons? I think it's
I don't
Lemons
hear
he
you.
fighting.
Say it again.
If I'm
Who?
wrong, Adam Azim. If I'm wrong, y'all, we'll put it up. But
Yeah,
if I'm not,
yeah, yeah.
I think Adam Azim fighting Gustavo Lemons, if I'm not mistaken. You know, and mm, we already know how that fight gonna take place. We're going to get this Adam Azim Dalton Smith this year, y'all. You know, but Richard Hitchison, if I was you,
Yeah, that's on the same
say
day.
fuck the option.
That's actually on the
Is this
same
month?
day as Tio. That's Tio. Yeah,
Wow, wow.
they headlining in London, so that fight gonna be early.
Okay.
That fight gonna end. Yeah, it's gonna be like the one we just seen last
Yeah.
weekend.
A hit, a hit. This is what I'm gonna tell you. Hit. Say fuck Oscar Duarte. Say fuck Oscar Duarte and take the Dalton Smith fight and unify. It's January. You can be back in April, late March, beginning of April.
Well, I think Hitchens finna come back in February.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Against Oscar Duarte on a Ryan card. So why
Yeah,
do that when you can take another month or two off and just do a unification? Because at the end of the day, Eddie can say, Oscar, fuck you. You ain't trying to do this 50-50 fight. Fuck you. Oscar Duarte need me to get a championship fight. Fuck you. We're going to unify. I do that. I do that. Straight real shit, bro. I do that. It ain't no duck. Is that nigga? Now you got a unification, so you can get your ass up on out of 140. Either go to 147 or fight the rest of the champions that's at 140. You know, I no, I don't know. No, but Oscar Duarte, he got to be careful in that fight. It's a dangerous fight for Hit too. It's definitely a dangerous fight for Hit because we seen him in the Lemos fight. Some people thought Lemos won. Um,
Hitchens gotta show up though. So I see him getting better. I see him really performing because you see what everybody's saying about him. Everybody called a nigga a duck. Everybody, you feel me? Everybody know what's going on. So I feel like he gonna do the same thing he did with Cam Bosa. He gonna fuck around, come out here and knock that nigga out and show
Yeah,
niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like start talking like he fight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, start fighting like he talking. Excuse me.
yeah, Ryan pressed that button, and that button is still pressed. You feel me? Hit can do it. Hit can do it. No, he looking strong in
Especially
camp.
the way he was banging with Keyshawn
Yeah,
in the sparring. I see he could take a couple. He could
yeah,
take them.
take him.
And
He
you
can
heard
take.
what he said. You heard what he said. He said he never been dropped, even though Boots did drop him in the amateurs.
Yeah,
But I'm pretty sure he meant like off his feet.
off
But
his feet
still,
on his ass, on his back pocket, laid out.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know
He
what
said he ain't. Nigga said he ain't never been put on his butt.
that's what I'm saying. So when I'm hearing that, especially his last interview that I told you to check out yesterday, he said he been dropped a couple times. I started to rethink that shit. Cause the reason I started to pay attention because I went back to 135, and besides Namir Wu Albright, every nigga he fought was smaller than him. And I'm like, damn, he fought somebody his size, and Wu took him the distance, even though it was a no contest, took him the distance. You fighting a guy your size that's big, just like you. We seen this story before with Devin Haney. Could we see it again with Keyshawn? I like Keyshawn as a fighter. I think Keyshawn a dog, but now I'm starting to be skeptical if nigga you got put down by Shakur with those hands. Oh my god.
Shakur dropped him.
Yeah. They said Shakur knocked him the fuck out.
Knocked him out.
Yeah, beat him. And that was a
Nah,
year ago.
he ain't go to sleep.
It was a year and a half ago. It was a year and a half ago. Yeah. I ain't
Nah.
believe that shit, because I like Keyshawn. I'm like, man, Shakur ain't do none of that shit. Then what happened? Keyshawn, remember this nigga exposed, nigga, you got knocked out. He mentioned it one time. Keyshawn never said nothing. Now you've been knocked out multiple times and been out. Bro,
No, knocked down, not knocked out.
yo, pay attention. Well, I'm
He
gonna come
said
across
dropped.
some
He
shit.
said dropped.
Yeah, but listen,
He
the point
said
I'm getting to,
dropped.
a year and a half ago, right?
Nah, you
Before
gotta send me
the
that shit.
other
You
guys,
just gotta send me that shit.
yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. You
You
know,
gotta send me
I'm gonna
that.
send it to you. I'm gonna tell you on text who explained it. You already know the gossiper, the gossiper. You feel me? That's an A
I,
can. You already know. I want you to
yeah.
pay attention to when the nigga from Jersey first went to their camp and started working. It was all during that time, a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago, 2 years. Yeah, yeah. I ain't believe it. I'm like, man, that nigga ain't punching like that. Nigga hands fucked up. I ain't believe that shit. And then when it starts certain shit, and then this nigga said that shit, I'm like, oh, it's real then, cause he was there. He was there. Now I mean, so when he said that shit, it brought back my memory. Like, oh, that nigga coach definitely said he was there. Now I mean, but word was at that time when Key got dropped, that Hit was scared to get in the ring with Keyshawn. So they stood in there, and that's when that situation happened. Cause you hear Keyshawn tell him, nigga, you was scared to get in the ring with me. You scared to smart me. He told him that. I want you to go back and pay attention to the interview. He's like, nigga, you was scared to get in the ring with me. That's when he said, how I'm gonna be scared to get in the ring with you when I'm fighting your big brother who dropped you.
Nah, he ain't say that. He ain't say who
I'm gonna
dropped you.
send
He
it to
said
you.
who better than you.
I'm gonna send it to you. Watch.
Yo, you hilarious.
I'm gonna send it. How I'm scared to
Yeah.
fight you when I got your big brother that dropped you and better than you, I'm in there with him. And you hear Keith said, nigga, you was scared to fight me. You was scared to spar me. But one thing that nigga in that joint, he gotta chill. Because you putting when certain shit don't go your way, you acting like a typical motherfucker, man. Like you exposing certain people's secrets, man. And what goes on in certain camps that shouldn't be that, you know? Um, one thing about people, right? A lot of people spar the same people. You watch Brian Norman and Devin Haney, the young boy, the boy Flores, right? Gabriel Flores. Like y'all bringing him in the camp, then y'all interviewing him. At the end of the day, don't 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 pick the same sparring people. especially a spawn person that you're gonna fight later on down the line. You know,
Yeah.
I mean that shit really be in the way. That shit really be in the way, and the reason I state that because you got more elite fighters that's out there. You just gotta go search. You gotta go, yo, whoever the best in this city, send them up here. You feel me? But a lot of fighters need to get out their city and do camp somewhere else where you can be locked in. Because when you do camping like anywhere near your home, yo, it's gonna be always anything gonna cause confusion. You feel me? And but your lungs ain't really opening up because you're around all this polluted fucking air. You feel me? You be around all this polluted air. Like for instance, if I'm gonna fight out Las Vegas, right? Why the fuck I'm gonna go to the mountains where there's snow at? I'm gonna go to the desert so I can get immune to that heat, that weather, and that climate. You feel me?
Yeah.
If I'm fighting in New York, Philly, and it's cold, then nigga, I'm going upstate to the Poconos, Black Bear, etc. I'm going to the mountains where it's cold at, so I can open my lungs. Why? Because I'm fighting in a cold atmosphere. But when you fighting in a fucking a hot atmosphere, of course you gonna get fucked up. You see how they said Spence went to the mountains, he jogged 4 miles, he fucked up. Nigga, I wanted to smack the shit out the person that said that. You mean to tell me the nigga went outside, jogged in front of his crib, whatever, for 5 miles, and then he come to the fight hours later, and that shit had him looking like that? Man, get the fuck up out of here. No, it's how you train. It's how you train and the people you bring in your camp. As long as you bring elite fighters, like for instance, I like what Boots did. Every fighter that he beat, after he beat him, then he brought them into camp. That's cool to do because you already beat their ass in a real fight. Now you can use them for certain pressure fighters. Virgil Ortiz, you said you hit Canelo with a punch and he didn't move his head, right? Boots went in camp and whooped Canelo ass. What the fuck you gonna do to a nigga that whoop the nigga that you couldn't damage ass? Make it make sense to
Yeah,
me.
but Boots wasn't finna stop Canelo, nigga.
Huh?
Boots wasn't finna stop Canelo, nigga. You tripping.
We don't know that. But if you pay
What you
attention,
mean?
if
Nigga,
you
we
pay
would have been heard that, nigga.
nah, that's what I'm saying. In sparring, we don't know. Only thing that came out the joint, the nigga was getting his ass whipped bad, but we don't know. We don't know how bad. We don't know. All we know is that motherfucker stood in that southpaw position that whole fight. You feel me? And when he did that, I felt though, and I'm always said it, Canelo took the dive, bro. Nigga, I watch you fight a bunch of southpaws, nigga. You do not fight like that. You don't
Nah,
fight like
facts. Ain't no
that.
telling, man.
I know you got to get up out of here, man.
Nah,
Uh,
yeah, word. I'm about to get up out of here, man. I'm gonna holler at you, bro. I
yeah. I'm
already know, man.
gonna hold that shit down for another 15 minutes. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir. Do your thing, man.
0.5 speed on his way. I need y'all to go to Santos Box and hit that subscribe button. You feel me? I promise y'all, man, this show gonna be the shit. This show gonna be the shit. Y'all gonna see how we see things. Y'all gonna see how the best way how to analyze a fight. You know, so you won't have to deal with copy box. Cause when you watch copy box be all fucked up. They be all wrong. Especially with the punch output. With the punch output. You know, but me and my brother, man, you know, we do this shit. You know, we go do our research and we come back and bring you the truth. We bring y'all the facts. It's not an opinion. We not shooting off the hip. Once we tell you something, just go. Pull up. Check it out. Shout out my broski frontline, always pulling up, always dropping the gems, giving the knowledge, the true knowledge, you know. Shout out my guy Low Nose Boxing. You know, shout out everybody that pull up, but we need you. Listen, please go to Santos Boxing, hit that subscribe button so we can we want more subscribers. We want both channels to grow. You feel me? Because once this show start, we about to fuck a lot of these. Listen, a lot of these victories y'all see, y'all about to see, man, that shit was fucking, it was red. Y'all about to see this shit because we about to show you the truth. We're going to show you the truth. You're gonna count the punches. You're gonna see the punch output. You're gonna see what land. You're gonna see what hit the guard. You're gonna see how a person roll with the punches. Because a lot of people be like, yo, Boots be getting he roll with the punch. So if you're a slick fighter, you know to roll with the punch. That's why like I be on Shakur ass because Shakur, you can do all that shit. But you just not listening to your grandpa. You're not listening to OG. That's why OG be mad in the corner, like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? Because at the end of the day, you always on your back foot and you jumping out of range. So a person that always want to jump out of range and be on their back foot, all you got to do is double up on your jab. You feel me? 1-1-2, 1-1-2, 1-1-2. Because the first one is just to push you back. The second one is going to land. Third one is going to connect. Listen, I always say this shit. It's a lot of people that you can look at them and you think they can fight because they throwing punches and you watching that shit until they fight a motherfucker that can really fight and beat the dog shit out of them. You know what I mean? Like for instance, let's say if we can get a sparring session on, right? Coach Malachi versus my guy Santos boxing, right? I guarantee you I can train my guy Santos boxing. And if it's a 4-round fight, I like to get the rounds in. So when I like to get the rounds in, I like the punishment to happen. I promise you, no later than the fourth, but by the third round, we will stop Coach Malachi. I'm just using our names as an example because this is who y'all know. You know what I mean? Like, we build over here in the East, Midwest, and the West, and worldwide. But no, this is who y'all know y'all love. Well, this is what we're going to show and expose. It's a lot of things that's going on behind the scenes with certain things, and people don't like to keep it tall, and niggas like to be, on some crumb shit. But at the end of the day, man, this is all facts, no opinions. Sport podcast, Santos Boxing, and we stand on everything we do and what we say. And no, once I get off house arrest and hit these gyms, and once my guy get off papers and listen, do not run up on us with no dumb shit. You feel me? We analysts that's critiquing the game and giving out the facts. We is the most unbiased channel on YouTube. We protect everybody. We stick up for everybody. A lot of people are like, yo, well, you be shitting on, but no, I don't. I always say these niggas fuck Bud should have been a pay-per-view star. When he became, yo, Zay, what up? What up? When he became undisputed the first time at 140. You feel me? Even at 135, when he became a champion at 135, you should have let him defend his titles more. 140, okay, he was unifying, but everybody he wanted to fight wasn't there no more. So y'all only feeding him the fighters that signed to y'all and bullshit cab drivers that signed to Goldenboy that had a name and really don't have a name no more. You feel me? Like, we look at Terrence Bud Crawford versus Amir Khan, right? Every fight from 140 to 147 was supposed to be Pacquiao. And y'all lied to that brother. Y'all forced him to fight an old stablemate years later out of his prime. Over 8-9 years later out of his prime. Amir Khan ain't been the same since 2010, 2011. So by the time Bud fought him was like 10, 11 years later. But all right, you giving me the name, but I don't want him. You just promised me Pacquiao. Why? Because that's going to solidify me and make me the pay-per-view star that I need to be, which Bud Crawford, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn. Right now, you got Abdullah Mason. But at the time, the fighters that you had, you could have made pay-per-view stars. But y'all send Pacquiao to Australia, get robbed by Jeff Horn, and then Bud think he gonna fight Pacquiao, and now he fighting the bum-ass Jeff Horn for a WBO title. Now he like, damn, I resigned to y'all people. This is how y'all do me, And I feel for the brother, but I come in and say, bro, they was doing this shit to you. Why are you going to resign with them in 2018 when you could have went the PBC route? You beat Sean Porter, right? Which, we all thought Porter took the dive because he never was hurt. But you beat Spence. Those two fights right there would have catapult you if you would have signed with them, which you did sign with them and you owed them a fight, would have catapult you to pay-per-view status. But then you get up there and you drop the ball. Instead of defending your undisputed status at 147, all right, who's my mandatories? All right, Boots got the IBF. Brian Norman got the motherfucking WBO. Stanley is already the real champion. He the real WBA champion. So if you know, Stanley has been champion since 2022. He's the real WBA champion. So I can give him a fight, or I can fight this nigga that keep claiming that he's sick named Virgil. You feel me? After the Spence rematch. But if I can't get that Spence rematch and I'm going to move up to 154, hey, Charlo, come right, man. You was talking all this shit when me and your man was fighting and all in our press. Those the fights the world wanted to see and we never got. It should have been Canelo and Benavidez, not Canelo and Crawford. The fights that we want, we never got. You feel me? Certain entities protecting the boxing nation across dear. Like for instance, right? How you gonna throw? This is no shade, no name, no shade, no on no game. But how you gonna throw an event in Saudi Arabia when you have no state athletic commission? When you're dealing with the British Athletic Commission, y'all don't see the turning. Y'all don't see the confusion. Y'all don't see the rigness in the game. Know what I mean? I want y'all to pay attention. Pay-per-view is everything. You got to come to the States to become a pay-per-view star. You got to come to the States to become a star. But you got a lot of people that think they know shit and don't know nothing. You got a lot of people that think, because they critique a certain sport that they know how to play. You watch a lot of people on here talk this boxing shit, and the majority of them can't fight. You dig me? Majority of them can't fight. Majority of them. And the reason I know that because I synced it. I synced it when Tank fought Lamont. When Tank took that knee, I watched the boxing world, the YouTube boxing world go berserk because don't none of them know shit about boxing. Ain't none of them been to the amateurs. And this is the crazy thing is for the fighters that's in the amateurs fighting, for them not to know that means the coach, the trainer that you have, get far the fuck away from him because he's just using you for your money. Why? Because when you get in the game and you go to a gym and you pay for your book and etc. and you paying your monthly fees and shit, bro. The first thing you're gonna learn is the rules and your footwork. It's footwork and you learn the rule book because you're gonna know the ins and outs what to do in a fight. If a certain person hitting you in the back of the head, you're gonna let him know, the real damn right. Hey, Zay, you damn right. You hit that shit right on the motherfucking money, bro. You hit that shit right on the money, man. You hit that shit right on the money. And that's a fact. Shout out my guy, Zay, 727, hit that shit right on the money. And it be a fact. It be a fact, But the agenda these people got with our fighters is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, for instance, Martin Bacoli, right? Martin Bacoli been in so many camps, whooping these fighters' ass, dropping these fighters. Except like for instance, Martin Bacoli was in an Usyk camp, right? Or Usyk, when Daniel Dubois hit Usyk with that body shot and really won that fight and got robbed. Martin Bacoli was touching that body. When Daniel Dubois went in there and Dynamite did what he did and got robbed. You feel me? We watch him do the same shit with Tyson Fury. Drop Tyson Fury. Next thing you know, we seen Tyson Fury go down. We watched him with a lot of fights. And then one particular fight, y'all just forced him, yo, come on, just to get the boogeyman out the way and then stagger his career, which y'all see. Once Martin Bacoli got that loss, what happened? They started to stagger his career. Because they know he's a problem. He's a problem. And another key thing is like, yo, what the fuck's up with this Janet Beck beat us? Still waiting. Get up on out of here, you feel me? Got people calling phone right now. My wife calling my phone. Next time I'm just gonna hook this shit up to the laptop. But I want everybody to hold their head, stay up. Fight week still this week. Next week. On the 16th, Friday is another fight coming Friday. But fights is here. I'm up on out of here. Shout out my guy Santos Boxing. Shout out to Zay 727. Go over there, hit subscribe to Zay 727. Shout out my guy Frontline. You already know 100x35. I'm gonna be over there around One Sports later. I'm gonna pull it up over there. But I'm gonna hit you up in the email front. But besides that, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Go to Santos Boxing, hit that subscribe button. You here with all facts, no opinions. We don't let nothing marinate. We get straight to the sauce. Everything saucy. I'm up on out of here.